Lads, how to double your sales as a reseller within just a few short weeks. Now, I guarantee if you listen to me and follow through with the advice I'm going to give you in this video, you will double your sales. I can guarantee it. I can look you in the eyes man to man and say, you will double your sales. Now, let's get straight into it. So I've got a Discord server, right? I have a completely free reselling course. All I ask for is a review. This isn't a paid product at all, completely free. It's not completed at the moment. It will have over 60 modules ranging from complete beginner to advanced reselling. As you can see to the right here, we've got module 1, reselling 101. So the economics behind reselling. I go into a deep dive behind the economics and the processes of supply and demand behind that and how we must think as resellers. As long as this, it will also have plenty of supplier links, the AR model method, which has been highly anticipated from a lot of you, and other stuff to come. So check that out. Please go join. And a quick thank you to all the people who have joined in the last 24 hours. So you can see, I can see you boys are interested in joining, and I'll have that course out for you ASAP so we can all start making money as soon as possible. So the two key principles for doubling your sales within reselling in the next few weeks are going to be, number 1, finding demand, not creating it. So we're going to be finding demand, also known as capturing demand, not creating it. And we'll get into the difference between the two in just a second. And number 2 is volume. So the strategy to find demand. So we also need volume to find this demand. We need to test a volume of products so we know what's going to win and what's going to double our sales. And as you can see here, I've got a little diagram. Now, the further our product is up this demand curve, the better for us. The lower down, the worse it is. And it's our job as resellers to distinguish what products are going to be down here and what's going to be up the top. And the best resellers always find the products at the top here. Now, finding versus generating demand. So the difference between finding and generating demand is simple. The marketing is done for us. When we sell reps, we are selling the brand and the perception / status that comes from it. It's not the product, boys. This Sony speaker here, boys, right? I could sell you a non-branded speaker for $20, or I could sell you the Sony speaker for $100. And a lot of people are going to go to Sony because the brand perception around that is it's a high quality brand with good sound, and people would rather just go with the branded product rather than the no-name stuff because I think it's bad quality. So that's the whole mental thing behind people. And when you get into like even higher up, so say I had a Kmart bag for $20 and a $1,000 Gucci bag, they both do the same function. They both solve the problem of holding stuff for us. But the Gucci bag is much more expensive because of the power and status associated with that bag. It's got nothing to do with the function whatsoever. So that's the key fundamental difference. Dropshipping is an example of generating demand. So spoiler, this is extremely difficult. If we were to market and generate demand for our own product, we would essentially be selling a clothing brand ourselves or like a shoe brand ourselves. And this would be extremely difficult. And it wouldn't be reselling. It would be creating a whole product, essentially, your whole clothing brand. And this is very difficult to do, and you'd have to use a number of strategies, which I will not go over in this video because it's not what it's about. Now, the demand funnel. A lot of you might have seen this funnel before if you're into business and entrepreneurship, but I'll quickly go over it for anyone who's new to entrepreneurship and business. So the demand funnel. So over here we have demand creation. So that's the large funnel. So we're going to create awareness in prospects who aren't looking for your products or service. And then we got the demand capture. So capture potential buyers who are actively researching products or services you sell. And then step number 3 in the demand conversion, which is right down the funnel, is convert sales opportunities to customers and pipeline. So as resellers, this is where we make money. So the whole demand creation, we cut that bit of the funnel off, and as resellers, we situate ourselves in here, right here. And why do we do that? Because it's so much easier for us. You don't have to do demand creation. This is extremely hard to do. And this is what a lot of marketers do and marketing companies and that sort of thing do, where they do paid ads, like social media posting, and that sort of thing. There's quite a few ways you can generate leads, but we don't have to worry about that. All we have to do is generate leads through posting on Facebook Marketplace, etc. And all we're doing is capturing that demand because these people are looking for this item anyway. And it's going to pop up on their screen, on their Marketplace homepage, and they can go ahead and message us and get the product for themselves. And as I said, demand creation would essentially be creating our own brand of shoes, clothes, bags, etc. Anyway, continuing on. So, how do we capture demand? We aren't going to just stumble across a winning product. We must actively seek this out. So we do this through sheer volume of testing products and seeing what works. We then double down on these winning products. You probably heard me discuss before about doubling down on winning products. And this video is about how we find those winning products so we can double down and double our sales. And I'm going to tell you how we get this. So there's 3 ways we can do this. Number 1 is through product research. So Terapeak, which I'll discuss in just a moment, browsing Facebook Marketplace, and talking to people. Number 2 is testing products. So more listings. The more listings we have up, the better. And which leads on to number 3, more eyeballs. So the more eyeballs we get, the more sales. So that's by posting on different places. So eBay, Depop, Facebook Marketplace boosts, etc. Bonus, fake listings. I cannot discuss this on YouTube, so this will be included in my Discord for free as a bonus little episode for you guys. Terapeak. So what is Terapeak, boys? What is Terapeak? You've probably never heard of it before. So basically, Terapeak is an analytics tool linked to sales data with eBay. So it's like a software. We can analyze trends of different products selling on eBay. It's really useful, boys. I love it. And I'll be going through and doing like a Terapeak sort of like guide on my Discord, and I might even put one up on YouTube to show you guys how you can analyze products properly. Terapeak is great to see which products are selling on a global scale, so you can see high demand, which as we know is what we need, high demand. The higher up on our demand curve, the better, boys. Remember, this might not be the case in your area, so don't take it as gospel. So it shows us global demand, but it might not be the case in your area. For example, we have to remember our fundamental reasons why demand might be high. So if you're selling North Face puffer jackets in the summer and you're pissed off because they're not selling, but Terapeak says there's an 80% conversion rate on them and they average $300 per sale, and you're wondering why it's not selling, don't be surprised because obviously it's summer in your area. So use common sense as well, boys. So some Terapeak analysis. This is where we get into the good stuff. So as you can see here, we've got our average sold price and our sold price range. Our average shipping costs, free shipping percentage. This stuff doesn't really matter too much. Our sell-through rate, which is our most important metric, and our total sellers. So I forgot to include the product name on here. So these are Oakley Sutro sunglasses. And the average sold price was $75. And I believe that would be in US currency. So if you're from Australia, roughly about $120, I would say. And as you can see, that prices vary from $4.67 to $230. Now you might be like, if the average sold price is that much, then why is there like a $4 one? Why is someone selling it for $4? Well, Terapeak isn't exactly completely accurate. For example, these are sunglasses. It also shows like sunglass lenses and that. So replacement lenses, replacement parts, and that's why it's so low. But the top tip here, the 230, is where like the high-end glasses would be up. So yeah, Terapeak can be very broad and won't focus on a specific product, but nonetheless a very valuable resource. So let's get into the analysis. So $75 is a decent average sold price. That's good. That's a tick for us. Now, as you can see here, 60% sell-through rate. So there's a 60% chance if you list a pair of Oakley Sutro sunglasses, you are going to sell them. And that's really, really good. That's over half. It's over half. Like if you list it, there's over half a chance that you're going to sell them, which is great. Normally a 30 plus percent sell-through rate is really good. Even 25%, that's a 1 in 4 chance that your product will sell. So a very good sell rate, 60%. That's really good. And only 272 sellers, which is very low competition. Now you might be thinking, 272 sellers, that sounds like a lot. Well, in the grand scheme of things, in the whole entire globe, 272 is not that many. The last time I checked AirPods, I believe it was up around the 20,000 mark. It might be more, 30,000. But that's just AirPods, and we don't want to do that because that's saturated. Anyway, moving on. That's Terapeak. Now, testing products. Testing products is extremely important. So I'll give you a bad example of what I mean by testing products. So I found this reseller here on Facebook Marketplace. It was quite obvious. I searched up AirPod Pro listings, clicked on the guy, and here he had some more rep stuff up. So what he's got here is a low amount of listings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not many listings at all. Very high prices. That Louis Vuitton beanie probably cost him, I'd say, $20, and he's selling that for $200. And by the way, you can see here that he's used his supplier's photo. He would not have like this silhouette thing sitting at home. And he's also got like different bags on the table. And this is the supplier's photo, obviously. Terrible picture on the Yeezys. You do not want to use bad photos like that. Like, look at that, the Yeezy slides. Terrible photo. AirPods Pro. Look how expensive that is. $489. Keeping in mind, boys, these are reps. And I do not recommend selling rep electronics because they can be quite shit. And $250. So he's gone pretty much retail price on this one here, which is really expensive, considering he probably buys it for about $20 a piece. Moving on. So testing products. This is a good example. So this is actually from a genuine seller, I believe, because it was like a female store. So there was like a bunch of dresses on like the store, and she had tons of really good reviews. So I'm guessing these are real, and it says, yeah, genuine brand back. But you never know. Don't take her word for it. So there's heaps of listings, and just in the one thing. So even though it's only 2 listings in total, there's heaps of different items up for sale. What's that one? I'm not going to count them all, but there's probably like, 20, 30 there. It stands out. You can see it stands out quite well. If you were scrolling along and you saw this and you're a woman, you go, oh, wow, and you'd be clicking all over that. I guarantee this has thousands of views, this 1 or 2 listings. It's easy for the client to pick out bags because they're numbered. So you can see 400 here, 500, 580, 380, 600. You get the point. And she would start to see a trend, this woman who's selling these bags, of what's coming through. So she would start seeing, let's say, 350 come in, a lot more than others. So if 100 people texted her and said, oh, is 350 still available? That's a sign for her that she should get more of that product. Whereas if no one texted her for 550, for example, she would be like, oh, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't get stuff like that in the future. And obviously she's got clear pictures. It looks a little musty on here, but it looks a lot better on the actual listing itself. So that's an example of good testing products. You've got a wide array of stuff, and that's exactly what I recommend. You have a wide array of things you test, and of different niches as well. So it can be bags, it can be shoes, it can be different clothes like shirts, t-shirts. It can even be like jackets and stuff, puffer jackets, that sort of thing. It can be whatever you want, and this can be in any niche, boys. It doesn't have to be in like the clothes and like reps reselling. It can be whatever you find interesting. It could be like electronics, like I said before. It could be like different like sports equipment even. It could be like even higher end stuff. Like I've seen sellers resell like red light therapy beds off like Alibaba and like homemade sauna things. Like they're really cool, like sort of like products that you can sell. So testing products. So if wanting to test products, order in small quantities of different items, not bulk of just one. So say I wanted to sell some t-shirts. So instead of buying 50 of the same Palm Angels t-shirt, I would buy maybe 1 of this design, 1 of this design, 1 of this design, and you get the point. I know some other brands as well. So 1 Dior, like 1 Vlone, 1 Givenchy, 1 Gucci, 1 Louis, etc. So this alleviates risk, plus you'll start to see patterns and trends emerge. So if you listed all these different brands, like let's say we had 3, for example, Palm Angels, Vlone, and Dior. Let's just say a lot of people would message in about the Dior. So you know, okay, Palm Angels and Vlone might not be as popular, but Dior seems to be doing well. Maybe I should order some more Dior in. And just a quick tip. So if you order from the same supplier through Alibaba, you'll get bulk deals. So at the moment, I've been dealing with a lot of t-shirt suppliers on Alibaba. believe Alibaba is the best place to go right now, boys. It's so easy because it's all integrated into one platform. And they just ship straight from the warehouse. You don't have to worry about ordering from different stores on like Whedon and Taobao, etc. through agents like Superbuy, just Alibaba. And they'll generally direct you to like a Yahoo sort of gallery, and then you can pick like all your t-shirts, and they'll just pick it out and they'll send it in bulk, just like it's the same t-shirt, and you get it in bulk, which is great. So you get the same prices and good shipping prices. Now, next point. Eyeballs equals sales, boys. Eyeballs equals sales. And as I'll get to in a moment, it's not just about the amount of eyeballs that see your thing. It's about the right eyeballs seeing your thing. So the more people that look at your listing, statistically, the more likelihood it will sell. So how do we increase the amount of eyeballs that see our products? So number one, we post in more places. So we post on our eBay, our Depop, our Gumtree, our Facebook Marketplace. Now, I was never a big believer in Depop, boys, but lately I've been posting my stuff up there. And it's been doing all right. It's getting a few things. No sales yet, but it's getting a lot of likes and quite a few messages. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll let you know how we're going with that. But obviously, our Facebook Marketplace is going to be our big one. But just a general rule of thumb, try posting as many places as you can, because the more people that see your thing, the better. Number two is boosting listings. I found this to be really helpful for me, getting more sales. It only costs about $3 a day if you do like the minimum, and it can really get you some actual genuine people looking at the stuff. And remember, Facebook knows everything about you, boys. So if you're interested in Palm Angels t-shirts, they're going to show you an ad for Palm Angels t-shirts, aren't they? You like Bape hoodies, they're going to show you Bape hoodies. If you like Sony speakers, they're going to show you Sony speakers, aren't they? So ads are targeted. Your phones listen to you. They look at your search history and that sort of thing. They know exactly what you want. So all the people in Brisbane who want Palm Angels t-shirts are seeing my ad for Palm Angels t-shirts at the moment, which is good for me. So it's targeted. And this is about number three, getting the right eyeballs. So also you got to talk to people, build relationships, and sell more to the same people. The 80-20 rule, which I discussed in my last video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. Great video. I harp on about this a lot, but building relationships and talking to the right people and building rapport with people is so essential to business, boys. It's fundamental. The stigma around reselling is that we don't treat it as a business. We treat it as like a shitty little side hustle where we rip people off. That's not what we're about. I believe in building and a reselling business the right way and not ripping people off. So a summary. So the two key principles we need for doubling our sales is finding demand and volume. Simple as that. We need products that have high demand, and we need to do that at volume, and testing products at volume, and eventually doubling down and selling products that work at volume, which is what's going to help double our sales. As resellers, we skip generating demand and go straight to capturing demand. So we do not need to worry about generating demand and marketing. The marketing is done for us through the brand perception. And that's really it, basically. All we have to do is post on Facebook Marketplace or whatever it may be. And we go straight to capturing the demand and converting the sale. Number three is testing products, and product research at volume is our best way to find products that will sell. So yes, in order to find products that are going to win, we need to test at volume. It takes a long time. They say in dropshipping you need like at least 20 products before you find a winner. And it's probably more than that, honestly. With reselling, it's the same thing, but you should have a general idea of what's hot. But there are some subtle winners out there that do very well. If you do your research on your Terapeak and whatnot, you find listings on marketplaces that are doing well. You talk to other resellers even, they might give you some source. And of course, you look in my Discord where all the source will be and all the best products will be, and links to that. So boys, thank you for tuning in. Once again, go look at the Discord for the free reselling course, which will be coming out soon. Over 60 modules, completely for free. And they're all like 10 to 15 minute videos where I talk about different subjects of reselling. And there'll be links to suppliers there. If you don't want to listen to me yap in the reselling course, there will be links to my suppliers where you can go straight there and buy your stuff, as well as the AR model method and plenty of other methods to come. But that's all coming soon. I'm a busy man. and I'm stripped for time at the moment. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Goodbye, everyone.